All right. I think we're live. We'll have to wait and see if anyone comes in the chat. All right. I think we're live. All right. I think I got you guys back. The problem is we don't have our camera working. So I'm going to work on that for a second. I'll probably just have to close this again. So it's going to buffer again for a second. We'll get it back working. Now we're back. There we go. Everything's working. Technical difficulties tonight. Something about an encoder crashing. I don't know what happened, but I just seen my screens flick out, and that's all it was. We're back working on the FSP build. I got to get a couple builds ready and out of here for Christmas, so this is one of them. I changed the fans over to a DS fan, so it's the first time I've used these things. And they have a little bit different ecosystem. And I'm not going to say that I dislike it because I actually kind of like it. It does come with the hub too. And I'll show you that because I have a box of them over there as well. But we're going to switch the entire RGB ecosystem over in this one. Here's a proprietary plug that goes in it right there. So you got not two separate cables, but just the one plug. I've got the 3 front in, so I'm just going to do the rear fan now. And when I bought that kit, it only had 3 fans in it. We needed 4. That sums it up, right? When I bought that kit, it only had 3 fans in it, and we needed 4. So I'm going to have to go over there and get a bag of screws, but I'll show you the box of them because you can get them in a box of 6 for under 20 bucks. And honestly, these are pretty darn good fans. They're pretty quiet too. So we're going to get this one put in, then we can do the cable management. And we can go ahead and get this guy buttoned up and ready to list on Marketplace as one of the Christmas sales. So this is the one you seen the video on last night. No, Tuesday night. Not last night, but Tuesday night. So I'm going to go get some. I'll get the whole box that goes with this. So I ordered 6 because we need some for another build. And I needed an extra one to do this build here. So I figured if I needed 4 for the next one and 1 for this one, then that's how we would do it. Oh, yeah. Another tough start to the live stream, but it looks like it's going okay now. It looks like the camera's working all right. I'm going to get these screws out so we can mount this fan and this thing real quick. I want to get this one buttoned up because I have a complete build to do after this. So it's an absolute complete build. So we'll get the rear fan in this one. We'll get cable management done, button it up, and I'm going to throw a brand new case up here, and we're going to get it unboxed, and we're going to start building it. I need both of them done tonight. And that way I can get pictures of them and get them listed before the weekend. Because what are we? A week away from Christmas, 7 days. That's what I should have called it, the 7-day before Christmas stream. The 7-day before Christmas stream right here on Sensation. Just got to get stuff done. That's what it's about. That's what keeps the YouTube channel going. Keeps content created, right? And the next one's a full build, and I could do that and make a video about it. But I don't have time, guys. But I can live stream and work at my own pace and not worry about it, right? So you can still see what's going on behind the scenes here. And this is what's happening. Get this screwed in. That'll have all of our fans on the controllers. We will do a test fire on the rig to make sure it's quiet enough because we don't want it loud. That's the whole thing. When I built it, it was too loud. So we had to quiet it down, and that's why I ordered a matching fan. Makes sense, right? Nope, none of it. Nothing I do makes sense. All right, so this is going to plug into our controller right here. And voila, we are hooked up. And I think, I don't know. We're going to leave that hooked up for now, but I don't know that I need that on there anymore. But maybe I got, no, that should be the only RGB fans I have. Let's go ahead and fire this rig up, though. You should be able to see it in the background, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Oh, we don't want that HDMI cable. We're going to need this one. And I don't know that I'm hooked up right on my monitor, so we might have to switch that out too. Oh, let's go here with it. Find our power plug. I dropped it somewhere. Dropped it somewhere. Now I can't find it. There it is right there. Nope, that's not it. There it is right here. So there's our power plug. Well, hello. Welcome to the stream here tonight. All right. Now, if this works, you should be able to see it. Let me hit the power button real quick. Look at that. And the fans don't seem obnoxious tonight, so that's what we were going for. I'll flip this around so you can see it too. But I want to get the, I got it hooked to the capture card as well. So, man, what a good looking machine that is. That one ought to move out of here pretty well. I'm going to move you around a little bit because I need the Elgato. I need our capture card. So let me look at getting that fired up here. The software. We got the HDMI connected, but it doesn't mean I got them in the right ports because there's two of them. So we may have to change that. We're going to see right here. What are you up to tonight, Tall Beast? It says no HDMI. And we don't need the settings on it. I think we just got our stuff backwards here. So you guys can watch over there, and I'm going to swap a couple HDMI cables, and we're going to see if it works. No promises, but it might. Guess it'd probably been easier to swap said HDMI cables over there, but there we go. Look at that. Well, now we got no signal, and we had a signal a second ago. What in the dickens? As soon as I hooked those up, we had signal, right? All right. I'm just going to close it and restart the software again. We'll need to move you guys to the right monitor anyway. Oh, maybe we don't have a... We might have went to sleep over here. Let me try that again. Yep, that's what happened. All right, we have our remote control here too. There we go. There's our build. There it is. You get to see it lit up here. We're going to do a little cable management, but I wanted to make sure that our fans weren't going to be too loud. And even though I can hear them, I stick my finger in every spinning fan when I'm messing with this, and I ain't kidding you guys a bit. But taking a look at it, let me see if I can turn it for you. That way you can see what we got going on. PC Gaming 009, huh? Alex, how you doing, buddy? And it's good to hear you're back in the States, my friend. Happy to hear that. All right, let's flip this bad boy. Let's have a little look inside of it. There you go. I need it this way anyway, so I can work on the cable management. So what do you think? What do you think of the LED strips and the new DS fans that we put in it? I like it. This is Tuesday night's video, the AliExpress build. That's what I'm working on right here. It's in the FSP case, and we're going to finish this thing up tonight so I can get pictures of it tomorrow. And somebody's going to have them a nice, cool little Christmas rig right here, right? I think it turned out nice. I like the fans in it. I appreciate that, Tall Beast. What do you guys think about this build so far? I mean, for the Chinese AliExpress build, what do you think? Is it turning out good? Is it going to be a looker for the pictures and for the video to sell it, or what's your guys' thought behind it? I got some RGB wires running that I'm not entirely sure where they go. Oh, that's what they're for. You guys see me just pulling that strip out of there, didn't you? That's what those were for. I got it now. We have to keep those hooked up because that is for our RGB strips that run through here, and we definitely don't want to delete those. Mostly because they add the cool factor that's likely going to sell this thing faster, right? I got a buyer coming for one tomorrow. And I think I did the video on that one a couple of weeks ago. The computer itself, it's our Find It, Fix It, or Flip It. So we have that one sold tomorrow morning, which is good, right? I mean, that's part of our Find It, Fix It, or Flip It. But I'll tell you guys, if you look at DDR5, even DDR4 memory prices now, good gosh, man. What is going on out there, right? All this AI stuff driving the prices up, and so we're doing this while we're live, and it's going to make it interesting to see if I stick my finger in all the fans or just half of them. While you guys are watching, I'm putting zip ties in back here. Don't worry, though, I'm using the antique zip ties again. And I only have 2 of them. I don't feel like walking out to my shop and getting another handful of them tonight. And I'm probably going to have to because I got a whole nother build to do over there. And I think you're going to like the case for it. It'll look familiar to you guys. I'm sure that 1 or 2 of you may even have experience with the case. I'll show it to you. I'm not going to give it away yet. It is a brand spanking new case. So this thing is kind of a bigger wiring mess than I thought it would be. But let's go ahead and stick our controller on here. Get it stuck on here and out of the way, because I need to make sure that the side panel is going to fit on with it. That's going to be interesting to see. And at least the side panel is dark tinted, right? Dark tinted, so it won't show as much up. All right, let's go ahead and let's going to zip tie this stuff together. It doesn't need to be up against anything. It just needs zip tied here because all the wires are kind of scattered out and laying everywhere, and I don't like that. I think you guys have found from my videos that cable management is my least favorite part of these builds. Wish I could say it was my favorite, but it is definitely not my favorite. Hopefully this will clear our cover or our controller here, and maybe it did. I don't know. Oh, if it does, it's just barely, and I ain't kidding you. That's going to work out great. Let's get the screws in it, and then I can spin it back around and show you the backside, because we're about to button this thing up. I'm not kidding you. And then we're done with it. And then we can get on to our new build. Not a new build. Actually, I think you're going to like this next one. I should have did a regular video on it because I think it would have been more fun, but we'll do this. I think that controller might be pushing up the case against this glass a little bit, but not anything drastic, so it's not going to hurt anything. I love how the rings look on the front of the case. When I flip it around, I'll show that to you. So I really, really like that. Let me get a little bit of... Don't do this, by the way, what I'm about to do here when your computer's running. I don't want you guys and gals to do that, because you might get a poof, pop, bang. Anything that could go ignorant is what might happen there. So I don't advise spraying any kind of liquid or water at your computer when it's running. If it blows up, we're out an AliExpress build. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. I had someone comment too on the Tuesday night video that him and his nephew have both smoked these boards, and they don't have any heat sinks or nothing on them, but I'm telling you, if you seen my video a couple weeks ago, what's that, STG Albron? They use them AliExpress boards in their builds, and honestly, they get pretty good reviews on there too. So I'm not sure. I mean, we know why most computers die, right? It's heat related. That's usually what it is. So we give this one a fighting chance. It's got a hell of a cooling system in it. But gosh, I love the front of this case. I'm not kidding you. You guys wait till I turn it around there, especially after I get it cleaned up. That's when it looks good, good. So let's go ahead and do that for you now. So you're looking back at the front of it. One more look at the side. I like it. I'm not kidding you a bit. I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm not even a fan of RGB. Oh, there you go. There's your dead on look at the front of it. Man, this thing looks good. Can we cut a light down and make it look a little better? Let's try. There, well, I guess it does make it a little darker, right? No, probably can't even tell difference. I'll get a drink of my tea. We got one more side panel, and I can go ahead and get this one ready, right? I mean, we can get pictures of it and get it listed, and she is ready for sale. I think the build come out nicely. I really do. I'm turning wrenches. That's what I do during the day, is I turn wrenches, work in a shop. And then the rest of the time I got, this is what I do. Except for building the porch, which took a lot of time and about killed the guy. But I'm still here, and the porch it's not completely done. I still got trim work to do on it. You're actually going to see what I built in the next video, next Tuesday night, because I put it in there. And then, of course, I'll show you more about what I do for work on the main side of things. The real life stuff, right? The really behind the scenes sensation stuff. We should call that the Chevy Shack. Oh, I got a Jeep that's kicking my ass right now, though. Jeep Grand Cherokee, come from the Rust Belt. U-joint busted bolt off in the rear yoke on it. And us Florida guys we ain't got all the rust tools. I'll spray a little bit of shine juice on this one. And we are about ready to wipe it down and shut her down. Except for them fingerprints are on the inside of that glass. Oh, screw my life, man. They are, and they're bad. I ain't kidding you. Let's go ahead and take the glass back off and clean the other side of it now. That certainly didn't work out for us, did it? Nope. I do like the way this thing looks. Even though I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I personally don't use the RGB on my builds, so you've seen them. Well, I say that and I turn around, look at my editing rig over there glowing in the dark, and yeah, I guess I can't completely say I don't use it, but I don't prefer it. My racing rig doesn't have it. All right, so this has got a black edge around it. You can tell the difference between these panels, what's front and back, because the front panel is a clear glass on these, and the back panel is dark tinted. So you can tell when you look at the two panels which one's front and back. One's a dark glass and the other one is or one's dark tinted glass, the other one's more of a clear glass. It might have a little smoke to it, but I'd say mostly clear. All right, got the fingerprints out, looking much better now. Get the screws back in it. And then we're going to shut this one down and we're going to get my main build I'm working on up here. I'm going to give a couple of things away when I do that one. Not give it away literally. I'm just going to give away a couple of maybe upcoming videos. But I can tell you what I got in, what I put up here, so you guys will know. And I'll tell you exactly why I'm taking it out of this case, because I already did the build on it and I already did a video on it actually. But it's not going to stay this way because I'm going to take it out. So, what are you doing, Denise?
I'm getting Christmas hooks.
Oh. Well, that's my wife walking back here.
Hi.
She's not going to get in the video, though. She won't be in the live stream tonight. She's just getting hooks for Christmas stuff. So we're going to shut this one down. She don't come back here very much when I'm streaming, so that was kind of cool. Probably figures it's the only time she's going to see me tonight. When you do this kind of stuff on the side, man, it takes a lot of time for sure. And you guys probably know that just as well as I do. And streaming takes a lot of time as well. So that is going to do it on this FSP build right here. It's going to discharge the motherboard right there and the fans. I like it. This kit came with 3 fans, 3 of the DS fans off of Amazon, and it's got 2 of those 2 RGB strips that you guys seen. And I think it was $22. I'm not lying. And if you want to make one pop for sale, that will do it right there, right? So this one's done and ready to go. Let's get our next build. I'm excited now. Not really, but I got to get this stuff done. And we got one more done and out of the way. So I got to pull the one up there we're taking apart. And we're going to completely take it apart. Then I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to ask you for help on whether or not we use this or use a different one that you're going to see a video on. Let's just say that a guy might have gotten on Goodwill.com again. And maybe he got hold of some stuff on there. I don't know. Should we just fire it up for you? Should we just fire this one up? What do you guys think? Why not, right? It's sitting here. So this started off life as the Gateway DX 4870 that I bought for $10 off of Goodwill. Oh, it's going to fire up. I wouldn't mind that, except for we don't have an HDMI cable hooked up, so I don't mind it starting if we got an HDMI cable, but we didn't have one hooked up. So this is the Gateway DX 4870. I give $10 for it off of Goodwill.com. I did a video on it, paid the shipping. It actually did pretty decent in views for this channel, so it's no longer in the Gateway case. This is a Corsair 4000D case. And I picked this up off of Marketplace for $50. And it come with a power supply. So I did it to put one of the Christmas builds together. This case is too good for this motherboard. I'm not kidding. It has a USB-C on the top of it, and I have a B550 board that'll support that USB-C, but we need a processor for it. 3rd gen, 5th gen processor even. AMD, I don't know, 3600, 3700, 5600, 57, 5800, 5900, something like that. So I'm going to save this case back for that B550 Asus Tough Gaming board, because I already have 32 gigs of DDR4 memory for that. And I'm thinking about building this as a backup rig for my racing rig. And if I do, then I'm probably going to put a 5950X in it. So a Ryzen, what do they call that? Ryzen 959? I don't know, something like that. Maybe an R7 5900. I don't, one of them. But that's what I'm thinking about doing. So take a look at your screen. I don't know what you can see here, so I'll try to move this around. We have the i6 2600 in this one, 2600S CPU. 16 gigs of RAM. That graphics card's not going to stay in it. It literally has a 5700 in it. So we're not going to keep that in there because this is a bottleneck all day long. And there's Nova Bench right there. I'm going to open it up. I can show you the score from it. I'm not going to run it. I'm just going to show you the score, because we are about ready to tear this down because we need the parts for something else, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. And then I'm going to tell you why I did what I did here. So if we go back and look at the scores, 504 on the CPU, 394 on the graphics, 54 on the SSD, and 235 on the memory. 1187 total, which ranked us better than 46% of all systems tested. So not stupid, terrible, and definitely a good budget rig, in my opinion. But we're going to shut it down now because we got to tear it down. This is going in a proper case. That's the best way to put it. Let's put it in a proper case tonight. And I'm going to show you what that is in a minute. I want this to shut down first. And let me know who's still tuned into this thing. We'll see if we can make the stream better now. We're going to tear a computer down real quick. And then we're going to go over the parts that are in it. And then we are going to get our next build out and we're going to start building it. So that's how that's going to go down here. Got the side panel off and let the games begin. We got brand new fans, new fan controllers coming in. We got it all. And I guess I can turn this around your way so you can see what I'm doing and working on right here. Oh, I guess we'll throw it around too while we're at it, right? I'll try to work diligently this way. I'm going to first take this graphics card out. It's not going to stay with this build. I'm going to put a GTX 980 Ti that I got in actually one of the Goodwill finds. So we're going to pull this 5700 out because I have another build that it's going to go in. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I still have a 2080 sitting over there too that needs to go in something. But there that is. I guess we can go ahead and yank that Wi-Fi adapter out of there too, right? So we'll look at doing that real quick. Well, that's going to take one of these Phillips head or 4-ways, whatever you guys call it. I call it a Phillips usually. Or you may call it a 4-way, whichever you prefer, right? So we're going to run this antenna through here, and that's going to take our Wi-Fi adapter out of it. Now we're going to tear it down. So we got this come with a 550 watt power supply, I believe. And we do have a SATA hard drive on it. But the reason I took it out of the, well, I mean, there's obvious reasons why I took it out of the case, the original gateway case. One of them is because of the USB 3. The gateway case didn't have it, but the motherboard supports it. So I figured, why not put it in a case that's going to have USB 3, right? That was the main thing. Plus, we have a 4-core, 8-thread CPU. So it is a 2nd gen, but on the Windows 10 IoT, it's going to work great for a gaming rig. And I don't know why that's stuck on here. Oh my goodness, have you ever? Nope, I've never. So that SATA cable don't want to come out. I'm going to take the back panel off of it. I'll remove the back panel on it because I'll just take the SATA cable off the hard drive so we don't bust the motherboard, right? That's the best way to do it. Take it off here, run it back through there, and we'll just take it off with the motherboard. That way we don't take a chance of breaking the darn thing. So now we can start getting all the screws out that's in it. And these screws are actually the gateway screws. So they come out of the gateway case. That first one fell. God knows where it went. We might find it later. I just want to tear this down so we can get the board and stuff set to the side and get the parts up here that it's going in. I'm going to see if you guys ever built in this case that we're about ready to build in. I'm going to tell you where I got it, and I'm going to tell you how much it costs right now. And they had it to my house in about 7 hours from the time I ordered it. So you can't beat that either, right? But I'll show you what that is in a minute. But first, we need to get this tore down. And yes, this would be easier if I laid it down, but you wouldn't see it as well. And if it falls, what's it going to fall? 4 inches, guys? I'm not really concerned about that. I think it's on a pin too, but that don't mean nothing. It's still going to fall. All right. So I believe we got one more screw left here. I think this is considered a micro ATX board, if I'm not mistaken. And I have a full video. Great. I have a full video on this build right here. It was going to go on the YouTube channel, and it still may, but you can see that we're changing it. So there's the motherboard out of it. That's the Gateway motherboard. I did this for a couple of reasons. The Gateway case had a smaller power supply in it, couldn't really do a good graphics card. That right there is the USB 3 that wasn't being utilized in the Gateway. So I figured the motherboard deserved more than that, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give it more. I'm going to set it to the side though. I'm going to pop the IO shield out of here. And that's nice that it had the removable IO shield, right? Set it to the side. And then last but not least, I'm going to pull the SanDisk hard drive off of it, because we may need it as well. So I'm going to work on getting that off the back cage right here, since we already have our windows and stuff loaded on it, and we want to get this ready. And I got too much work tomorrow. I'm going to meet the guy in the morning, and I got to get my ass back to work in the shop. So we'll get rid of the find it, fix it, or find it, fix it, and flip it rig in the morning time, 9 a.m. And then I'm going to work in the shop, and then sometime I got to figure out time to list these and get them sold. This will be, the FSP was number 4 for me, I think. So this is number 5 for the Christmas season. Not too bad, right? It was number 4. This one be number 5. I guess now we can go ahead and put the covers back on this and set it to the side. I am going to save this case. I'm not making this part up. I am going to save this case for the Ryzen build with that other motherboard, because I got the memory and stuff for it. So I'm just going to save the case for it. This would be a good case. It's got the USB-C on it. And like I said, I believe that I might use this one for a backup for iRacing. I had a terrible season in our league, and I didn't make the chase for the championship in either series. I missed it by 2 positions in the truck on Wednesday nights, and I missed it by 1 position in the cars on Tuesday night. So I didn't get in a chase in either one of them, and I'm a little bit disappointed. But a lot of that was from technical issues that probably shouldn't have happened. You know, overheating on my main rig that cost me 3 DNFs in one series and 2 in another. Overheating on the Alienware setup, which cost me 2 DNFs. So the DNFs just ate up my season, and I wasn't in the top 12, right? That's what happens. So that's going to do it on the teardown here, but let's get the panels on, get it out of the way, and get our next rig up here. Tell me what you think of these Corsair cases too. This is the 4000D. It's not the first one of these I've had. It's actually the second one. It's not the first one, it's the second one. I need to find some longer pegs for that. Didn't come with all the screws. But the case, other than a couple scratches, is in really good shape. I don't know that we're going to use that power supply, so we're just going to leave it in there for now. In fact, I hadn't thought that through to know what I'm going to use for that. I'll figure something else out, though, or something out. I've got another one sitting around here somewhere. And I've got the 700 watt down there that I cannibalized out of another machine, but I really don't want to waste it for this. So there is that. All right, right into the seat of my racing rig and about drove it through my chest. That's nice, but it's not. But it is what it is. So I got the Ryzen R5 build listed with a 5700X. But this should be your favorite part of this video tonight coming up. So if you stuck around this long, then here we go. This is a Cooler Master Masterbox Q300L with an ID cooling CPU cooler. So that's going on the gateway motherboard, and the gateway is going in this case right here. Got to see all the shit on my phone. I got a new phone too. That's because I busted the old one. Busted the old one, got me a new one, right? Ryzen 9 5950X, Craig, you're exactly right. So there's our ID cooling cooler. This is a single fan, not like the double fan that I put on one of them. And of course we got our, well, whatever, Cooler Master Masterbox Q300L right here. I don't think this comes with fans. I don't care if it does, because we don't need them where we're headed. We don't need no stinking fans, buddy. So let's unbox this thing. I've built 2 of these or 3 of these or 4. I don't know. I built a lot of them over the years. Not my first rodeo with the case. I like this case. And if you got a micro ATX board for $35 Amazon Prime shipped, you can't beat it, guys. You honestly can't beat it. Let's flip it over right here and see if we can get it out of the box and see what it looks like. Let's see if it's all beat up or dented up, and I'll bet it's not. I bet it looks really nice. And man, when you make these pop with RGB, they look good for the pictures, and they usually sell quickly. At least the previous years I've used this case. And if I have a micro ATX board laying around, oh shit, it won't take a 120 millimeter fan in the back. I forgot about that. But we can pop 2 RGBs in the front, right? So that'll work. All right, so there's our case right there. See the paperwork falling out? And I'll give you a better look at it when I get this stuff sorted out here, because we'll have to pull the side cover and stuff off. But here's the paperwork with the instructions. We're going to pull the side cover off. It has 4 thumb screws in it as well. And my wife shut a light off when she walked out of here, and that's why it's darker in here. So I'm going to walk over and turn that back on in a minute. These covers are magnetic too. So we got to put fans and stuff in. We're going to go ahead and pull these off. But these are magnetic covers in the front and the back, which is actually nice for keeping dust out of it, right? This is an acrylic side panel. It's not a glass one, so you don't really have to worry about busting it. I'm sure over time it could yellow out, you know what I mean? But it doesn't have USB-C on it. It's got USB 3.0, I believe. Yeah, here's our ports here. 2 USB 3.0, our power button and stuff's on the side. It's just a nice little micro ATX case, guys. For the money, it's really nice. And it's a Cooler Master, right? They made the 5 too. They made one of these for a, I think it's like the Masterbox 500 or something. I built in a couple of those as well. I think those were a different kind of case though, because there was one you could change out the plastics on, if I'm not mistaken. So we got 4 screws that pull the back panel off this thing. We're going to go ahead and hit on that now. This has rubber feet too, these back panel screws. So you can set this case like this or on its back to run it, whichever you prefer, right? That's entirely up to you, but man, I mean, for 35 bucks ship, guys, you just can't go wrong on these. You can't. And this is what our build is going to go in. You know, cheap case, cheap build. That's what a budget build's all about, truly, right? And you make it look good, and what do you know? You got a good Christmas build. We'll add a little bling to the bling of the bling, and throw the gel pack over there in the box. And it's simple. You know, we got our front audio, front panel connections, and our USB 3.0. That's it. We can run it right out of the back of the case. We need our bag of screws wherever I just set them. And I believe that might be a 120 millimeter fan back there. So we might be good on that. We're going to have to put some standoffs in here. We'll set our board up, kind of mock it up. Because even though it's a micro ATX, it's a little bit different than what the standard is. So here's our bag of goodies right here. And get down here and get my screws out of it. It comes with extra rubber and stuff for the side panels. There's your tool for the standoffs in there. I got plenty of those, right? And we'll try to get in here. Oh, there we go. So we got that opened up. This is all the motherboard screws and everything usually in these bags. So everything you get with a new case, right? So we're going to get the tool. We're going to go ahead and pull a couple of our standoffs out. And let's just get them in here. I'm going to use the M for micro ATX, and we're just going to wing it from there. Oh, somewhere I put a pin to do these, but I don't know what I did with it, so we're just going to send it like this. There's one. We probably got about 6 of these things to screw in here. This is always fun. I can see the chat. I'm just slow getting over to it. So if you guys chat, just put it in there and I'll walk over and take a look at it. A little bit different tonight, though, if I'm putting computers together, right? That FSP come out really nice. I'm excited to do the video on that one and get it ready. Get it listed, I mean. I'm excited to do that. I want to see how fast these... This one, the FSP in this one should be the most blingy. But the Ryzen 5 and the Corsair case I modified come out really nice as well. So that one ought to do well. So we're going in the micro ATX slots here. Because I think that's where we need to be. I think that's the spots that we need to be in. Yeah, next Thursday there won't be a live stream. I might do a special Christmas video and put it up there for you guys, though, if you want to see it. Maybe I can do a little bit of filming beforehand, but I'm really busy right now. I can't. I'm trying to find time to do the sensation stuff, but it's difficult right now, guys. And I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm being honest with you. All right, we got 2 that are going to go on this end right here. I'm just looking at the motherboard, trying to get the layout right. I can't say for certain that that's right. How many people actually build these things on a live stream now? Let me turn that light back on too. Plus, I'm going to grab a drink. It ain't a ton of light, but it helps me, especially when I'm working over there. It gets hard to see. I'll tell you what, I don't know if I'll get this completely together tonight, but we're going to give it a fighting chance. But I got other responsibilities too, so I don't know. I'm going to give it, and I'm tired on top of that. Oh man, life, it'll drag you down. I'll tell you something else too. Rest in peace to Greg Biffle and his family after the tragic plane crash this morning. It was really sad news. Following NASCAR for years, and actually back during the whole COVID thing, Greg Biffle and Kyle Busch may have raced in a guy's league on iRacing and been in a few of those events that we had on there, because they absolutely were. And he was really a nice guy. I was surprised on how down to earth he was. So it's really sad. And, you know, when you got two kids and your wife in the plane with you, it's just, I couldn't even imagine. There's not even words that can express that, right? But rest in peace to them. And what a sad day for us here, and for any NASCAR fans. Just a sad, sad day. So I think we use the lower bolt here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to go ahead and put it in. And then I think we can stick the IO shield in this thing. And did they not include enough standoffs? Kiss my you know what. Oh, there's one more. Thank goodness, right? I was about ready to snap. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have snapped. I would have just grabbed another one out of my little case there, and we would have kept building. But that wouldn't have been cool. We had just the right amount of parts there. So here's our IO shield. What a nice IO shield from that gateway. And it is removable, which is nice. So that fan, we're going to tuck the wires in, and I don't think we're going to keep that fan in here because we're doing the colored stuff. So let's go ahead and get our IO shield here and see if we can't get it to pop in. I don't know how that'll look or if it'll work or not, but definitely not right that way. I guess if I need those pushed out, I already got a good start on that. This IO shield's thick. It don't pop in very easy, guys. But I did get it in the other case. There we go. Just took a little bit of persuasion. Just a little bit of persuasion. All right, so here we go with the motherboard. And we may leave this stuff where it's at and run it through the holes back there for the SATA cable. And that one, we're just going to get that lined up. Then we're going to take a good look down there, and I'll be dipped. Would you guys believe we got all those screws right? Or all the standoffs right? I mean, how does that even happen, right? Oh, it's going to be fun getting this thing pushed over here and lined up, right? Let's go ahead and hang a screw in it. Let me find the screws that go to that. Wondering if it takes these guys right here. I'm betting it does, these little short ones. So if we can get one hung in the middle, you don't want to tighten it. You just want to hang it there. You get one hung in the middle. I'm going to run it down for a second, and then I'm going to come back out a couple turns. And I do that because we want movement in it in case we have to move it around to line other bolts up, right? And this one has a hell of a lip on it. So it's really hard to get these started straight, guys. I mean, really, really hard. But it does take these short little screws here. So I'm going to go through here and dig some of these out. And we're just going to keep bolting this thing together right here. I mean, the faster we bolt it together, the quicker we can get it done, right? I mean, that seems to make sense. But these are hard to get started straight because they're in an angle here. So I'm making sure that this is going to go in there straight. And that way we don't have any problem with it screwing down. It looks crooked, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but it's not well designed or thought out, right? I don't know that this one's even starting. There we go. Had to push it down there to make it reach. That end's kind of popped up some, kind of from... Yeah, and see, we got to push this whole side down. It's not straight. We're going to see if we can get these started. That one started. Go to the center right here. This is kind of where you wish they had cutouts, right? Where you could run a screwdriver down through there, whether it be a really long one or what. Okay, now we gotta try to get this thing lined up where these top screws go in. And of course they want to fight me. So that's great. I think it started finally. Yeah, sideways. I don't guess that thing is pushed in near as tight as it should be there. Let me work on that. Yeah, I mean, you can look at it and see that it's not even close to lined up. That one wasn't in. I don't know if that's a thing of the case being a little twisted or if that's just the... Is my mic still working? Yeah. I don't know if that's the case being twisted or what, but it definitely isn't lined up straight. I don't recall fighting this in the other one. So this is kind of odd. Yeah, that's a little bit crooked still. I don't like that. I prefer it go in there straight, right? I don't know what the deal is here, honestly, guys. Now I'm pushing that thing so hard I'm about to snap the motherboard, I feel. All the other rows started okay, but this end row right here is just killing us. Oh, that one started and screwed right in. So maybe we pushed in just enough or we held our tongue right and any of that could have happened, I guess. Well, let's try to get this one going straight now. We got it finally. Man, I'll tell you what, I was sweating it right there. I didn't know if we were going to make that one work or not. But I'll be darned if we didn't do it. And now it's working. So now we can run these down tight. And I guess I should have put the CPU cooler in it because we may have to take the motherboard back out to get it on there. I want to check and see real quick. Because if we do, we're just going to stop the stream for the night. I'll have to deal with this when I got time again. Oh, mercy. Don't want to strip these out. Just want to get them snug down here. Just like that. That. And just like that. So there that is. And we have a motherboard, guys and gals. Without further ado, there's a motherboard right there. And it's bolted in, and look at that. We can get to the back side of this. So we are going to be able to do our CPU cooler. That is fantastic right there. Fantastic. So let's buzz this CPU cooler off here real quick, clean up the thermal paste, and we'll get ready to get our ID cooling out of the box. What is going on here? There it is down there. Just had to find the screw, that's all. Oh, that one come loose. You can tell because the CPU cooler tried jumping off of here. So that's pretty cool, right? Nope. All right, there's that. And we got one more to do here. And we can get this cooler off and out of the way and get our ID cooling out of the box and check it out real quick. And we might have just enough thermal paste. I'm sure thermal paste comes in that box too, right? For a new CPU cooler. This one I'm just going to put up in my box of CPU coolers, because they're nice to have if you do a build and you don't have one of these coolers laying around. These things are really, really nice to have for that. And sometimes they just stick and don't want to come off. Or this was the factory cooler and it is likely glued on here. I guess that could have happened too, right? There we go. That's what it is. She's factory. I don't know if I should be ripping this out yet. Probably should take a look at the new cooler, shouldn't I? What do you guys think? Well, we can clean the thermal paste off. This case is really light. I mean, that's one of the nice parts about building it. But honestly, probably being a little cheaper built is why we struggle getting all those screws lined up for the motherboard, right? So maybe those standoffs weren't in exactly straight, you know, one being a little twisted this way or that way. All right, another unboxing for you. ID cooling CPU cooler. This is a single 120 millimeter fan, but we could put RGB fans on it if we wanted to. This one comes in black, under $20 for the CPU cooler. There's all of our mounting hardware right there. We don't need that sleeve, so we're going to set that to the side. Is there anything under this? Nope, just the silica gel pack, and we don't need that. So let's move on here. Try to move on as fast as possible. There's our CPU fan right there. We could swap this out with an RGB fan though. We may choose to do that. So the main thing I want to see right now is not so much the CPU fan. I think I have 5 of the DS ones left, so I may just go with one of them, guys. It should work just the same, right? And that'll put us RGB on the CPU cooler anyhow. And then we just have these extra black fans left, and I use those in my personal rig. Because I'm not a big fan of RGB, so I don't need it. This has about the same mounting bracket, it looks like, that we already have in our Intel, so we might not have to change that. But probably what we will need here are these guys and those guys, and we can probably do dual fans on it. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. But these normally bolt like this, but honestly, I'm pretty sure that we already have this in our case. So there's our thermal paste in that little packet there. Let's go ahead and do that. So I don't think we need this because I think we already have it in our case. Let's take a look at that real quick. And survey says that I am 110% correct, and it even sticks up just as high as that one does. So these are going to work for here. We do have one problem though. Things sitting dead on them heat sinks, or those capacitors. So maybe this doesn't look no taller though. The pins don't look any taller on this motherboard. So I'm not sure. Let me set this down upside down and see. Maybe the pins are a hair taller. We're going to swap the brackets out, mostly because these are sitting on top of a capacitor. And I feel like they should be over that capacitor. So let's go ahead and fight this thing out of here. Let's get, man, I'll tell you what, I don't want to break the motherboard, but good gosh. They just, that's why I don't glue this stuff on here. I won't use the tape on it. I'll just put the thing in there and hold it, right? Because there's really no sense in it, because this is what happens, and you can ruin a motherboard pulling on these things like that. And I know that. I'm not crazy. You can do it because you can flex the motherboard, or you can cause it to crack there. So you have to be careful. I'm not thinking that this is any taller though, guys. In fact, it's shorter. So this is actually shorter than the one I took out of it. So I'll bet money it doesn't work. And that's going to suck, right? It is. That part is going to absolutely suck. But we're going to find out in just a second here. Gosh, I hate it if it doesn't work. Oh, it ain't going to. This doesn't even go in all the way or nothing. This thing is garbage. Doesn't fit over the Intel bracket right. Okay, there it is right there. So it is through there. And any way I go, there's capacitors in the way. Oh, you know why? I think it takes spacers, don't it? Let me look at the instructions. I think I'm the idiot. No, let me look at the instructions. I know I'm the idiot. Oh my goodness, how did I do that? I'm pretty sure it takes spacers that go on that, guys. So, I guess to hold it in place, we're going to use the 3M tape that's already on it. And I have one of these ID coolers that, oh, in fact, the FSP case we had up here before this has one on it. And I can tell you right now, that CPU runs cool as a cucumber. It is just cool. And that's the X99 Xeon 10 core, right? And it is super duper cool. So we have no problems out of that one. I'm going to try to get this to go back into its slots. We have tape on it, so we're just going to push it like that all the way around. Then we're going to take a look at the instructions, and we're going to build it right now. Well, I mean, when you try to build it wrong, there's got to be something that puts it up over top of those capacitors, because we wouldn't want one of them to pop, right? Okay, what do we have? What socket is the second gen? An 1156? Bleep bloop it in my comment section so I know. But I think it's an 1156. So the 1200, 1700, 1100, AM4. All right, so basically it should just say Intel AMD. All right. These things are super duper tiny. But yes, it takes spacers. But which ones? I got 2 bags of spacers here, guys. 2 bags, and it doesn't show which one it is. I got red and I got gray. And they look about the same length, so is it just aesthetics maybe? Or possibly it's what screws will fit into this little thing down here. Huh. I don't know. What does it say here? gray color. All right, so it takes the gray color. The red goes to the AMD. So now we'll be able to get this right. You could orientate that fan either way, or the CPU cooler. So you could set it like this or like this. I always like to go like that, but you could set it like that if you wanted to. And that's just by moving the brackets around, right? If you wanted to, you could do that. So these are the gray ones. We're going to go ahead and set them over top of the pins here. And then we're going to work on our bracket. All right, that one doesn't necessarily look right. So we have two different styles here. And I put one style up there, and I think I'm going to stay with that style that I put up there. And then we're going to throw a bracket up here. And I know it could go one way or the other, so if we got to take it back apart to move it, then that's fine. I mean, we can do that. It happens, right? So this one, I'm not going to say the instructions aren't clear, because I believe they are clear. They're just tiny, guys. And when you start getting up there in age like I am, you know, the older I get, the worse my vision is, honestly. That's probably right. I don't know. I'm going to pretend like this is right and just go with it. This is what happens when you're doing a live stream late and you're working on stuff. Is that threading in? I don't know. We're just turning the screw and nothing's happening here. Maybe it is. Maybe it's threading down in there. Oh, it feels like it is, actually. So I'm going to find out if this is backwards or not in a minute. And usually I put them on backwards before I take them apart and put them on right anyway. I don't know. You guys might do that. I like doing things twice, to be honest with you. So that's why I do it that way. And I'm pretty sure that this isn't lined up or nowhere near where it needs to go here. So we're just going to move it around. Oh, our bracket fell out. That's great. So our whole bracket fell out and actually twisted on the motherboard. So our 3M tape didn't do us no good. All right, we're going to have to take this apart again. I'm almost sure of that, but I think I got it started now, so that ought to hold up temporarily, maybe. Who knows? Okay, and I'll probably have to put the other side on to know if it's right or wrong anyhow. So if I set that there, I'll be honest with you, I think this might be the right way to do this. So I'm going to set a couple more of these up here on these pins. And we're going to go ahead and get this other bracket on here. And like I said, if I had good eyes, then I'd be able to see the instructions on it. And that's the only problem with a magnetic screwdriver is when you put the screw in the hole, it will pull it back out of the hole. And then you can never get it right. So just deal with that, right? There's something wrong here. That fell off of its pin. We'll go like that, and we'll try to get this started and zoom it down. I think these sadly might be right. We're going to find out in a minute, but I think they might be. We'll call it sadly. All right, I need to get my hand under here because I can push up on this, which is going to allow us to run these down snug. Snug as a rug right here. And then we're going to find out if we need to move these brackets around or not. So that's the fun part about it. Survey says, I think we nailed it, guys. Yep, we got it. Perfect. Give a thumbs up for that one. And once I cinch this CPU cooler on, I'm done for the night. Yeah, I know the camera isn't full screen there, Jolly Lad. I got it because we had something else in the background. I when I do the capture card, it shows up there, so that's why we're not full screen on the camera. You should see the gray screen, which is my capture card background, but we don't need the capture card right now because we're doing a build. So I can expand that screen. I think I could drag it over if you guys need to see more of it. But I'm not going to stream much longer here. I've been going for a while and I'm getting pretty tired. But we are going to get the CPU cooler on. I don't like the thermal paste that come with. I'm going to use the TM30 thermal paste. And we're just going to do my couple lines on here. It don't take a ton of thermal paste that spreads out nicely anyway, right? So let's get our CPU cooler in. Make sure you take this paper off the bottom. You see me just about do that again. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that, so just make sure that you take that off. And we're going to go right in the center here. Let's see if we can get this started. This case is easy to build in, so I mean, I do like it for that. And I've done it before. We just aesthetically, I don't think the 2600 i7 needed this cooler. It's just going to look better. We're not pushing an overclock on it or nothing, but the cooler is just going to look much better on it. And like I said, we can throw an RGB fan on there if we want to, right? So there's our CPU cooler. Next, I think we'll start putting our coolant system in, and then we will work on getting our power supply in. So we'll have to get the power supply in too. I'll run that SATA cable wherever it's going to come out the best at. Let's take a look at it from the front side here. I'm going to say probably coming out here would be better, because the SATA is going to mount on the back of this case. The SSD is actually going to mount right there. So we can start running a couple of these cables in and getting them hooked up, like our USB 3.0. We can bring it in right here. And then it's going to hook up on the front of this. So we'll take a look at that, get it plugged in. Be careful when you're plugging that in too, because that's a good way to start bending pins, right? And I'm going to put zip ties on these wires up here too. Try to run them towards the center. But it's not so visible once you got the wires in anyway. So that's pretty cool. Where are we going to come up with our... So our front panel connectors are up here by this SATA pin. So we're going to be able to come in right here on that. And then this can stay back here because it's going to go on hard drive there. And I think the only other thing we have is front audio. So we're going to come in right below it. And then I should be able to take a look at it. Flip that around. And voila, front audio is plugged in. So we got front audio and USB 3. And we just need to do the front panel connectors, and I'll be damned if I can remember how this went. Unfortunately, I'll have to do trial and error again. I'll do it once I get the power supply in. All right, so what next? Fans, probably. So for the fans, we are going to use the DS cooling right here with the controller. That's what the controllers look like. The fans are proprietary on it, and they are a single plug fan. So they only have one cable on them, not two. This is for the back of the controller box, so you can tape it on the back of the case. And of course, there's your remote control for it. We have instructions here. And then most importantly, what I'm after is these fan screws and the fans right here. So let's go with 1, let's pull 3 of them out to start, right? And I don't know how these are going to hold up, but I'm kind of a fan of them, to be honest with you. And this is our cable that goes on that to plug it into the SATA on the hard drive. So let's go ahead and set some of these fans out. The first one we're going to have to remove from here. So we can run dual CPU fans on this too if we want. And we can do it obviously with the DS fans because we have enough of them. So, I mean, what do you think of that, right? Being an RGB, that'll look good on there. Probably so. I don't know. You tell me. So you can pull these off and that extends your cable. And with the micro ATX, we should be able to centralize our hub and reach these cables anywhere we want to. So that's the nice part about it. It's not a terrible looking fan. And like I said, it will be RGB as well. So maybe we can drop this in behind the motherboard here. I don't know yet. We're going to try it because I'd like to have that at the bottom anyhow, right? I have to check the time too and see how late it's getting. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to go right across. I do like that slot being up there. I'm not going to lie to you. That is actually nice. That allows you to run right over top of the motherboard. And just out of sight, out of mind, right? We are going to run a single CPU cooler on this, by the way. So let me find my wires here. And hopefully these work on this fan. I would say they would work on about any 120 millimeter fan if I was guessing. But I can't be 100% sure on that. You would have to try it for yourself. But I'm going to try to run this DS cooling fan. So we have our RGB set up, right? Well, it went into there. So let's see if it works. I don't know that it's going to work, but I'm still going to send it. I'm still going to try it, guys. Because if it works, aesthetically, it's going to look much, much better. That's all I'm saying. And when you're building them for Christmas sales, it's all about the aesthetics, right? You got to have performance, but it's a budget rig with nice aesthetics. And you put a nice price on it, and people jump all over it. That's a fact. Look at that. We got it. So that worked out for us. Next, we're going to pull this back fan out. And we're going to replace it with a fan. What time is it? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. I'm getting really tired. We might have to end this thing and pick back up on it some other time. Or I'll finish it in a video. Because, I mean, we still got a long way to go on the build. We got the RGB fan in for the CPU cooler. But now I'm going to take the stock 120 millimeter Cooler Master fan out of the back so we can put one of our RGB fans in it. And I can't wait to see it light up, guys. I think we're going to bling bling with it. And I do believe it helps with the cell tremendously. You can tell me what you think in the comment section about that, but I'm pretty sure that it tremendously helps with the cell, right? It seems to on any of the other ones that I've sold so far, especially on the Find It, Fix It's, and Flip It's. If you add this stuff to it, boom. I mean, you'll send it down the road much, much faster. The CPU cooler came with a standard black fan because it was literally $17 on Amazon for the entire cooler. And I put an ID cooling in a FSP case, and that thing works tremendously well. It is a push-pull configuration dual fan. This one was a single, but it's got the brackets where you can put the duals on it. But we're going to choose not to because we're limited for space in our micro ATX case. Limited for space in our case, right? So, Jolly, how you doing tonight? Craig, how you doing, buddy? And I don't know if Tall Beast is still hanging on or not. If he is, he's been with me since the start of the stream tonight. That's a fact. So that's a good Cooler Master Black fan. Matches the one I just set over there already. And we have another one of our DS RGB fans right here. These things were right around $20, $22 for 6 of them, the hub, everything, the remote control. You can't beat that, guys. It's hard to beat it anyway, right? And, you know, these are things, let's say we have 40 in the fans, we give $10 for the computer, and we have 35 in the damn case, right? We don't have a lot of money in it. She's a budget build. That's all I'm telling you. And that's exactly how you put it, too. You don't have a ton of money in it. It's a budget build. That's all that matters. Make sure we got this right. I'm pretty sure we do. Sucks air in on the open end. And the back end faces, well, somewhere it faces. We're going to get the fans in it tonight. I'm pretty sure of that. All right. So we got both of our 2 fans that we put in so far running out there together. But we're going to have to open a screw thing up because I'm going to need screws. But I should have an extra pack of them because I didn't need screws to clip it onto the CPU cooler. Yep, Jolly's still there. Good to see. I don't know if Craig's still hanging out or not. Tall Beast might have fell asleep on me. I don't know. Let's get these fans in this back one here, and then we'll see if we can't hang a fan or 2 or 4 up in the front, right? I don't know how it's been a while since I've done this case. It doesn't have a real cutout necessarily for the fans, I don't believe, but I'll take a look and see because I don't recall. As I said, it's been a couple of years since I built one of these. In this particular case, that's just the fan moving from me. I'm making it go click, 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 click. I'm trying to get it lined up here and hold fan screws while I'm doing it and just get different ones started there. Able to go at it backwards here a little bit. Just get one more of these to go. Oh, drop one of them screws. That's what I was afraid of. Dropped another screw. All right. Now that I'm dropping all the screws, I'll go ahead and get this in here. Sometimes that's what you do, just throw the screws down, right? What is going on here? Why? All right, so there's that one. I'm not going to cinch them down too far. I just want to get them all started first. So we'll get... might as well not even try it that way. Just get your hand behind it and hold it. And then you can start them easily. Then we're going to reach down. Somehow I got 5 screws when I needed 4. And I was pretty sure I only opened 1 bag. So where'd the extra screw come from? I think they put 5 screws into 1 bag. Yeah, the RGB definitely does better when you flip these things. Oh, mercy. That's how you tell you're getting tired. My hands are hurt already from turning wrenches all the time, so that'll definitely damage you. Then you come and turn screwdrivers on these things, and this kind of adds insult to injury, I guess. My knees are killing me too, guys. Up and down on concrete shop floors all day doesn't help, right? Man, I'll tell you what, these screws are These fans kind of have the hard plastic and it's hard to screw the screws in. I'm not kidding you either. I was talking about that in another video. Remember, you used to have to push so hard on them fans, those old LED fans, that you would just bust the fan. And they always fought to strip the screw out, and that's exactly what these are doing. So this kind of brings back memories, but I don't like it like that. I'd rather them fans not be this hard to screw in. That would be more ideal, but we got it right here, and we got the cables running through, and we got plenty of room to put our hub when we go to mount it in the back. So I think we can hide a couple of fans in the front of this thing. We got one laying here. So we'll get the bread tie off of it. And let's just kind of mock a fan up and see how it's going to sit in here. Because we're going to put one on the top, one on the bottom. These cables here I'm going to bread tie together because I don't want them to be in the way of either fan. You know what I mean? So you can probably see them a little bit through there. If not, I'll flip this around in a second. Let's take a look at this in a minute. I guess I would like to go more out of the top with this wire right here. So we'll run more out of there, right? Let's just get that through there. Because it's going to run to our center hub when we're ready for it. But this, I don't know what we got for fan screws here. I really don't. Let me try to take a look at it. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. That don't work. Maybe it does work. I don't know. That almost looks like it's cut out for it. But now that I look, all of them look like that. So this one I don't know about, guys. I'm going to move it around a little bit and try to get it centered. It's not just getting it centered, but then you have to get all the holes lined up. Well, son of a gun, we got it. Worst part is, though, I ain't got no screws out. Oh, no. This is where you need another hand or two, right? You got to use your arm. I'll put my mouth, use my mouth on this thing if I have to. I ain't kidding you guys. I guess technically you could mark where you're going with it too, right? Oh, there we go. Oh, no, don't. Okay, we know we're going there. We had that one screw hanging out because it fell on the floor. And we picked it up and we got 5 in the thing, which was really, really nice. So that's going to line all 4 of them up, and then you can tell me if you like the fan placement on that one. Where are the specs for today, right? Almost 5 p.m. Friday there, huh? So if it's this time here, are you in California? I think they're only about 4 hours behind us, though. In California is only about 4 hours. I'm on Eastern time, and we are 11:01 right now, Eastern. Okay. So we got more screws here. And I believe we got it lined up in the holes we're going in. So the first one went center where it was supposed to. I think we just got lucky on it. That's the best way to put it. Honestly, when I was moving it around there, I was just looking for where all 4 bolt holes stuck through, right? And I think we more got lucky than we did anything there. And when I looked at where they lined up, the fan just happened to be center in the slot here. So that's going to work out nice for us. We may do fans on the top of this too. I mean, we have enough fans, so why not, right? That'll just give us more bling bling. Oh, that slips one more time. I don't care if it scratches it a little bit because this has the magnetic covers that go over it. So thankfully, because they're dust covers, you will be able to see the RGB through it, but it's not going to be super pronounced, right? So we have, oh boy, we only have 2 fans left. I guess we could put one in the top right up here, but we only have 2 of these left now. Because we did the CPU cooler fan, we needed one in the FSP case. And we got 6 total. So there's 1, 2, 3 so far. And we got to put one more in the front. So I guess you can only get so far on 6 fans, right? New Zealand. Nice, man. My wife and I would love to take a trip over that way someday. New Zealand, Australia. That's kind of on our bucket list. So maybe one day we'll get to make a trip over your way. All right. So we got our second DS fan. I just want to look at how I'm going to run the... Let's just run it out the bottom now. Right? So let's take this and just run it right out the bottom here. I think it's going to work too. Right out the bottom. Just try to run them where they make more sense. Where they're not kind of sitting in the way of everything. They make sense for cable management. You know what I mean? Plus getting central on our hub there. That's really important in this whole equation. How about that? I think we got it. I don't know for sure, so I'm going to come down a hole. Move that one, slide it over. There it is right there. Can't make that up. Except for we didn't have any screws out opened up, and not going to get very far that way, right? So here we go. We'll put another front fan in this thing. Try to set that where it's right too, just like that. Really want it upside down or anything. Okay. Probably right in here somewhere. So let's take a look at the top. All right, if that goes there, that'll go right there. And I believe this will work actually. We're going to find out in a minute if I messed it up or not. What do you think so far? It's coming together pretty nicely actually. For a $35 case on Amazon. 35 US dollars. For my people, my fellers that are watching from other countries. Free shipping, and I'm not kidding you, you can't make this up. Amazon had it to me within 7 hours of the time of ordering it. So go figure that out. How do they do it? How do you do that? You know what I mean? This came in yesterday or the day before, actually. The case did, but I had to wait for these fans because I actually needed one of them for our FSP build that I started in the stream with. So I got one for that so we could finish it off, and we got it finished. So it's going to need to be fired up, about a minute video, under a minute video for the ad. And then, you know, 7 or 8 pictures for the ad, and then do the ad itself explaining the specs and everything. And then that one will be listed, and this one will be the same way. It's doing the same thing. This is a true budget build. I'm going to ask $300 for it. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. Smoking deal for an i7, in my opinion. Probably going to trash a 980 Ti in it or a 1070 or something like that. Just real banger build right here. And it should work good for it, right? Should we add one more fan to the top? You guys tell me. We got one more of these fans left. Should we add it to the top of it? Give it a little more bling bling up there. Here's what I mean about the magnetic covers too. These guys right here. So you got one for the front, and then you got one for the top. In this case, can sit back like this when it's together, or it can sit upright like this, but that's what it looks like with the front cover on it right there. So add a fan to the top or not? Oh, that sucks, man. I wish you guys had a good parts market over there. So the specs for this build, Jolly, if I didn't go over it, it's got an i7 2600 in it, 16 gigs of RAM. Graphics card's undecided, but we've got choices back here. Choices and choices. I had the 5700 in it, playing around with it, but I'm probably going to shove a 980 Ti or a 1070 in it, to be honest with you. It's a budget build. The 980 Ti is a 6 gig card. The 1070 is an 8 gig card. So we're going one way or the other with this stuff. And no one answered me. One top fan or no top fans? What do you guys think? One top fan or no top fans? Put it in the chat. I have one more cooling fan. Should we use it in the top, or just don't do a fan at all up there? We don't really need it. It would be for pure aesthetics, right? Not for anything else but aesthetics. So does that say SSD? No, it says hard drive. Maybe it goes like this. Maybe it don't go behind it. Maybe I'm an idiot and it goes like this, right? Let's take a look at it and see. I'm an idiot. It goes like this. It goes just like that. Yeah, the 1070 will work good in it for sure. I was thinking the same thing, but you realize the 980 Ti is stronger, right? In gaming, the 980 Ti will beat the 1070. So it's a better gaming, but the 1070 does have more VRAM on it. The 980 Ti has, what is it, 6 gigs of VRAM, where the 1070 has 8 gigs of VRAM. But when it comes to benchmarking and gaming, the 1080 is stronger than the 1070 is. So I just had this lined up with these screw holes, and I am not kidding you. When it comes to these solid state drives like this, they're lightweight. I'll just throw a couple of screws in it, guys. I'm not trying to, we're not holding down a 400-pound hard drive, you know what I mean? I think that's all we're going to be able to put in this anyway, because it's not going to come to the screw holes on the bottom. So we're only going to get 2 in it anyhow. Whip-de-doo, right? If 2 won't hold, 4 never would have. Don't listen to me when I say that stuff, by the way. Build your stuff right. If you're building it like I do, it ain't always right. It just works. No, I take time on these things. You guys know that. I do the cable management on them. I make them look presentable, and I make sure they work right. But the biggest thing I do is if I sell a PC to somebody and it has a problem, I fix it, and I don't charge them for that. Yeah, I don't have any more that needs fans right now. I think I'm good on the fans. I've got plenty of fans sitting around here. And it's like I told you guys, when I do my builds, I'll put black fans in it. So all the black fans I take out of these, I use them in personal stuff. Or occasionally, I will have somebody who requests non-RGB. They want black fans. And if that's the case, guess what? We got them covered right here because we got plenty of brand new black fans from takeouts, right? So that's always nice when that happens. I don't know what I'd use that RGB fan in because it's proprietary. So we may go ahead and shove that in the top of this thing because I really don't have any other, I don't have no other place to put it. This box though, I think we're going to go right here with it. It's magnetic so we can mock it up. But what do you guys think right there? Looks factory, don't it? Right here. Looks factory. That's all I'm going to say. It is jolly. I mean, you can't beat it for $35, $34.99 on Amazon. You can't beat the thing. We're going to go ahead and put top fan in it. We're only going to put one up there, but we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to do it because A, we got the fan, and B, we got the fan. Just so you guys know, the last fan I put in the top over here, I actually put it in backwards. I just noticed that. It was definitely not on purpose that I put it in backwards. It was on accident. So if we want this to intake out, then the fan's going to go that way, right? Yep. That's how you know you're getting tired. No, it's not. It's just how you know you're getting old. And I tell you that because you've seen me do videos where I'm wide awake and I put the fan in backwards, right? I usually catch it before it goes out the door, so just relax. Not all these PCs I'm putting out have backwards fans. Just half of them. No, I'm just kidding. Probably half. Who knows? I don't know. That happens because you start running these cables out. And then I just stick the thing up there and next thing you know, I'm wrong, and I'm wrong. This might be the last thing I do tonight, though. I mean, the computer is definitely the last thing I do, but I think I'm going to call it a night after I get this fan in, if I get this fan in. I'm tired, guys. I'm just winging it tonight. I'm winging it, and I'm winging it, and I'm winging it. Oh, how about you just help me understand? This one you can get over the top. There we go. This one you can too, you just got to do it right. So we're going to line that up where that sits right. And I believe I got this right now. So maybe that'll work there. I don't know. I'm going to try to hang a screw in it by hand first. And that'll either work or it won't. I thought I had another screw in my hand, but I only had the one. So that might be better that I did that way. All right, so will this one line up somewhere? Yes, it will. It's going to line up right there. And the other ones are going to line up too. So that worked out for us right here. I don't think we wanted the fan over top of that CPU cooler anyway, guys. I really don't. So I think we did good putting this one where it's at. And it'll just give it a little more aesthetics, right? A little more RGB in the build and actually a little more cooling properties too. Gives us another intake fan right there at the top. So that'll help suck heat out. I think that fan has got to be crooked as the day is long, fellers. It's definitely not. No, it looks like it's sitting in there straight, but I can tell you it's not. That fan is definitely cockeyed. That's fine. We'll take this one out and we'll move it and see if we can line it up straight here. Yes, I believe it'll go right there. So that's just probably going to cheat it a little over to this side. Oh, 2 more screws and then tighten 4 down. Sounds about right, don't it? Start 2 more, tighten 4. These things, you got to push on them. So you got to hold the fan when you do it, because you definitely got to push on them. I have to make sure I have a computer left around, so when my kid comes in for Christmas from the Air Force, he's got something to game on again. He had fun gaming on that one. That's the Find It or Fix It or Flip It number 3. Was it number 3, I think? I don't know. The Christmas stuff has kind of got me off count a little bit on that. I'll have to take a look at the videos to see. That's the nice part about having the videos. You can take a look at it and see. But that one is going tomorrow for $400. So we did really good on that. And it's supposed to go at 9 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see on that. I'll be working out in the shop and I'll have to take a break to do that. And then I'll get back on my regular work. And then I will get these listed when I get done. So this one's going to need to be done tomorrow to get listed too. Tomorrow is Friday, and I want them listed on Friday for the weekend, because that's when they sell, guys and gals. They sell on Friday, they sell on Saturdays, and they sell on Sundays. The rest of the days during the week is hit or miss on whether or not they'll sell at all. That's a fact too. All right. Taking a look at the chat there because I can't see it all the time. I don't like that it doesn't cover the power supply. So I don't have a basement in it that covers the power supply. See that? So they are wide open. I have a Corsair, and I'm going to have to find another plug for it. But let me get it out. We need a plug for the SATA cable for this, but I think I have one in my box of cables. So I think we'll be able to find one that'll work for this. I'll check it with a voltmeter to make sure the pinout is right. But that is going to be our power supply. And you'll see the video of the build that this come out of, because I bought it from Goodwill.com. That's right. But we can run all the wires out the back of it, which is cool, right? So we'll get this set in here like it's supposed to go. I need to clean this thing off. It's filthy. I can't put it in a brand new case dirty like that. So I'm not going to put that in tonight anyway. We got the fans in it. We got the hard drive sitting in it. We're going to have to do the hub on it. And we just need to get the power supply in, and then we can get the graphics card and we're done. Right? Yeah, I don't recommend spraying liquid on your power supply, but we're not going to turn it on anytime soon. And this is a good way to clean this thing off and make it look good. You can't have a banging budget build with a dirty power supply, guys. Clean it. Clean your builds, especially when you're using used parts. Just clean them. I'll go ahead and video the fire up on this one, because I think you're going to like it. I think I'm going to like it too, but it doesn't mean I'm going to like it so much I'm going to keep it, because it's still going down the road. That's right. I'll just save the 30-second video on it, because I'll do the 30-second video for the ad, right? I could do a kind of a montage of those 30-second videos, I guess. Because I mean, you can't make it over a minute long on the Facebook ad anyway. So you just do a montage. Look how clean that came out. That came out pretty nice, actually. I like it. I like that a lot. All right. So let's get this in here and see how it needs to line up. And I don't know. What the hell is going on here? Why is that? I don't like that. For some reason that power supply sits way back in there, guys. There's screws back here though. Let's take this apart real quick. I don't remember doing this part to this case, but that power supply is not, that's not cool. I don't like how it is. I'll take this bracket out right here. Maybe you mount it into it and then you bolt this thing in at the end. Ugh. I don't know what is going on with this thing, fellers. What is Cooler Master doing to me on this one? Kind of science we got going on here, right? All right. I took those 4 screws out right there. And that's going to loosen and free up a bracket right here, okay? So there's the bracket. Why did they put this in here and it kicks the power supply inside of this case so far? I do not know. But it's going to make it a bitch to plug the power cable in. So this looks like it's correct in the fact that it bolts on just like this, right? There's that screw, that screw, that screw. And that one is, yeah, that one definitely don't line up to nothing. Yep, definitely no screw there. Screw there, screw there, and screw there. I don't know. I haven't seen any of them like this so far. So I'm not sure why they did this. I'm not sure what this is about or why Cooler Master inset this. So if you know, put it in the comment section. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a fan of it. Wonder if this sits better like this, guys. Let's take another look at it here. I'm trying to sit it where all 4 holes work, but it don't work like that either. This is how it come out of the case, just like this. So we're going to try it like this. Maybe I'm just tired. I don't know yet. I know I'm thirsty. I'd like to get this thing figured out tonight, though. Because I'm honest with you when I tell you I don't think I like it. I don't think you guys will like that either. I don't know why they have to put a bracket like a spacer on there, right? Why can't they just drill the holes and mount the power supplies flat against the back? Why can't they do that, huh? Why they got to get all fancy here? That just don't make no sense. All right, guess another screw screwed in here. It's just weird. When I bolt it in, I'll show it to you. It's weird because it kind of throws the cord. You got to kind of stuff the cord into it. It's stupid. It honestly is stupid. This is the dumbest damn thing I've seen on a computer. So there's not really a hole there, but I think the screw's going to grab the bracket anyway. And yes, I run out of black screws finally, so I got 2 chrome and 2 black. Shoot me for it, right? No, don't do that, but it happened. And I am going to have to test SATA cables for plugs for this power supply to make sure they go in there and there's no issues. Because you don't want to have a zip, 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 and a zoop and burn up your hard drive and everything else you hooked up, because that's just not cool, fellers. You don't want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. So don't burn your stuff up. Check whichever one you decide to put in it. All right, we're running the final screw in this one. Cinch that down. This goes back in here like this. And pull those cables. I'm going to slide this back into place here, and we're catching on our, well, that ain't no good. I'll be damned if it didn't line back up. You wait till you see this stuff. This is, you can't make this kind of crap up. I'm gonna go ahead and get my screws and get the bracket back in here that mounts the power supply. Okay. Just gotta move it around a little bit. It's got 4 screws that go in and hold it. Maybe I do remember this the more I'm looking at it, but still can't say I like it. But I guess it'd kind of protect the extension cord a little bit where it goes in there. Maybe keep you from yanking on it and snatching it out, but I just don't know the reasoning behind it or what the engineering behind this is. Maybe they thought it was easier to put in this way, which is not, but it's just weird is all it is. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. It is just weird. So we have it in there, so that's good, right? At least it is mounted securely. That's how we'll put it. And this we can run out the back, and we have room for the cable management on it. And we'll just run it right in there, and we'll hook up on it, right? You know what? I think we can fire it up tonight. We just won't have a hard drive until I find a SATA cable for it. But that won't stop us from getting it fired up and seeing what the fans look like anyway. We'll do that real quick after I get this hooked up right here. I'll just throw a graphics card in it, not necessarily what's going to go in it, but we'll throw a graphics card in it. And we'll just fire it up and see what it looks like, right? Oh no. Are we going to get over top of that motherboard here? Yes. Thank the gods. The worst part, though, is this has a 4-pin in it. And we have an 8-pin CPU plug. And again, a guy put the fan in before. A guy put the CPU cooler in before he put the plug in for this guy. So that happened. And you can't never get these things to turn right. Anytime you mess with these CPU plugs, you can't never get them to, they always want to sit opposite of what you need them. You can't make that up. If I didn't want to waste the thermal paste, I'd pull this son of a gun apart in a heartbeat. I'm not kidding you guys. I hate fighting these CPU plugs like this. This is one of my pet peeves right here. And you should always put these in before. And this is an 8-pin too. So we're trying to shove a 4-pin and an 8-pin socket. And the worst part is it's not a split one. I don't believe. There we go. We got it. We had to fight it, but we got it. But you know what that means? Let's throw a quick graphics card in here. We got our little, oh, this is a good one. This is our RX 550. That's not staying in it, guys. It's just what we're going to throw in here to test fire this real quick. You guys ready for a test fire before I shut the stream off tonight? All right, if you're headed out, Jolly lad, you have a good night, man. I'm going to fire this thing up, though. That's what I'm going to do before I call it a stream a night. Let's see where this goes. Oh, we're in the first one here, guys, or the second one, or what? I think we're in the first one. Let's go ahead and do our knockout right here. That's not going to change when we add the regular graphics card. We're just going to have to knock a second one out. So we're not hurting anything doing this. And that worked. And I don't think we got a power pin for this thing. So that's nice, right? And we should light up on your screen over there when we're done. Let's check it out and see. We'll put one screw in that to hold it. And we have an HDMI cable, and I think we're ready to test fire it. So let's do that. We're not going to have any hard drive hooked up, but that won't stop us from posting. I'm kind of excited now. I didn't think I was going to get this far tonight, so we'll call this bonus coverage for you. Oh, screw that into place. That in. Oh no, we don't have the power switch hooked up, but it doesn't matter because we need to figure out which one of them's the power anyway. All right, let's smell for smoke. I don't smell any, so let's see which one of this powers it. Well, there it is. Oh, we ain't got no fan spinning because we don't have the dang it, man. We don't have any fans spinning. We don't have a SATA plug to plug our fans in. So we're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna mess with that tonight. But you've seen it post there, so we're not gonna have any problem with it working this way. I just need to find a plug for that power supply for the SATA. We need that for the hard drive, and we need it for our RGB fans. I have to flip one more of these fans over in the front. Needs flipped around. And then we'll see what our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 RGB fans look like in our Corsair Q300 case. So right here, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream tonight. I appreciate everybody staying tuned in here. And we got to finish the FSP, and we got a long way on this build right here. So this is going to be a sweet little build when it's done. And it's just a banger budget build, guys. That's all it is. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate all the support on YouTube. I can't thank you enough for subscribing to the channel, liking the videos. I love all the comments. I love chatting with you guys on there. It means a lot to me. And we'll just keep growing the channel in the community, right? Do great things for people. Pass on great deals for Christmas. So, you know, a young guy in elementary or junior high school can get on the gaming thing, right? And gaming on PCs. It does suck. The memory prices and the hard drive right now, hard drives are insane, honestly. And everybody's bought them up, and it's hard to find stock. And the lower the stock goes, the higher the prices go, right? So I'm going to try to pass on some good deals this Christmas, this holiday season, and maybe save somebody. They can buy a budget build and get by until things come back to normal. And hopefully they pick up production soon and start producing enough for the desktop market, and things can start coming back to normal. But you guys have probably seen it. 32 gigs of DDR5 is like, what, $350, $400 on Amazon? I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. So I'm sure they'll get caught up, and then there's going to be an overabundance just like everything else. But it's going to take its toll on graphics cards. They use VRAM on graphics cards, so you're going to see a big toll on that. And they're going to go up even higher in price. Imagine that, right? But hopefully things start coming around on that pretty soon. We'll see. I'm not going to do anything on my personal stuff. I'm just going to keep it the same except for the editing rig. I made a comment to somebody that it's going to be the tale of 3 editing rigs. We are on my Windows rig because it has a capture card and stuff in it. But I think my editing rig's going to switch over to the Mac, and I believe that my Corsair or my Cooler Master big case with the 4th gen stuff might get flipped for Christmas. We're going to see. I don't know if I'm going to have time to get to it because we're 7 days away. Be 6 days in about 30 minutes, but that's going to do it for tonight's live stream. Like, comment on it later if you want to, but all of you have a good night. You'll see a Tuesday night video 2 nights before Christmas, and maybe I'll look at doing something on Christmas Eve for you. I don't know yet, but maybe I'll look at doing something on Christmas Eve, live stream or something. I'm not going to do anything on Christmas Day, or I will put you together a Christmas video to drop on Thursday night. So we may go ahead and do that. But that's going to do it. I'm really tired. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. And got to see a couple of got to see me finish one, and then we basically tore one down and built another one. So been a long stream tonight. Thank you once again.